All right, everybody, it's Dawn Duval. And of course, my nose starts to itch. Go figure. I gotta scratch my nose. Oh. All right, let me go get my water. And I think I should have everything, hopefully. Don't think I'll need anything, but we'll find out. We'll leave that right there. Okay. I am ready to go. How's everyone? I'm a little bit early, so we'll just sit here and wait for y'all to come on. Once you join in on Facebook, let me know that you're here. If you will, tell me who you are since I can't see the names. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already. That would be awesome. So I'll just sit here and wait till y'all start popping in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Amy. You're actually going to watch me this evening? Isn't that nice of you? I'm going to show Riley's, I'm going to show her picture once everybody gets on, we get started. I'm a proud mama. I'm waiting for my microphone. Hopefully you can hear me. I had it charging and then all of a sudden it didn't want to start. So let me try it now. Give me just a second. I'm going to plug my thing in and make sure it works. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I got to plug this into my phone. So bear with me 1 second. I'm going to move my thing out of the way. Give me 1 second here. I've got everything set up so I don't want to mess this up. Okay, there we go. Let's see. We can get this thing to work. There we go. Finally. It acted like it wasn't charged and I was like, what? So anyways, we're good to go. I'll put my microphone on. Hopefully I don't have it up too high. All right, I guess y'all can hear me. Okay, so we're just gonna give it a few minutes until everybody else pops on. In the meantime, I'm going to try to get myself, I think I'm organized. I got everything packed for my class tomorrow. At least I hope I do. And am I going to need yes, I am going to need my stamping thing. All right, so we're just going to give it a few minutes until everybody else starts popping in at 6:59. So get yourself a drink and a comfy chair or couch or bed or whatever with your computer and sit down, and we're going to make some really easy cards. And I just realized, Amy, I need to send you that pack of holiday paper because I still have it sitting over here behind me. So anyways, I will get that to you at some point in the next week, because you need to get your cards ready for what is it, Christmas. Gotta get your Christmas cards ready. So all right, 7 o'clock. Happy Halloween. Is that Karen Joe? I should have dressed up for y'all. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about it. I could have put on a hat or something. Oh, well, it's okay. So, we will get started here shortly. I'm going to share. Yes, it is. I thought it was. Is your birthday today, or was it? Is it? When was your birthday? The 20th? I know I have it written down. Is it the 29th or the 30th or 31st? I want to say 29th. So I'll wait till you respond back and let me know without me having to get up and look at it in my book. So anyways, 29th. Okay, that's what I thought. Did you have a good birthday? Today is my BFF's birthday. I think let me think, how old is Amy? 58, I think. She's a youngin'. Let's see. So is any, I don't know. I haven't done trick-or-treating or having kids to the house. I don't even recall. I guess when I lived in Virginia Beach, we had a few. Of course, in the villages, we didn't do it because it was an over 55 community, so you didn't have any, we don't have any kids. Oh, you had the best. Did your husband do something good for you? Take you out to dinner or something? Buy you lots of gifts? It's always about that, right? Yeah, she's on here. It's her birthday. She called this morning, and my husband and I sang to her. I think we caught her off guard. She didn't expect my husband to chime in, which she did. So, anyways, we're going to give it another minute or so, and then while we're waiting for people to pop in, I'll just go over my stuff, and then I want to show y'all something in a minute in an article that's in one of our bi-monthly magazine that comes out. So this one's for November and December, and there's an article in there, and I want you all to see it because you might know the person that's in there. So, all right. Well, while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself to the, I see people on here, but there could be people, what I call the lurkers, that don't sign in and say, hey, I'm here watching, because they kind of do it in the background, which is fine. So, yep, you'll see it. So anyways, my name's Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I have been doing this craziness now 12 years, and I live in Fort Myers, Florida. And let's see, what else? Two things I want to go over. One is we have a fantastic join offer, and today is the last day, so this will be the last time you're going to hear me talk about it. But you can join my Crafty Girls community, and we have two options. You can do it either 35% more, or you can do 35% less. And what that means, if you do 35% more, you'll get to choose $168.75 in product and pay $99 plus sales tax, and then Stampin' Up covers the shipping. And if you want 35% less, that means you choose $125 in product, and you will pay approximately $65 plus whatever the state sales tax is, and then Stampin' Up pays the shipping for that as well. So this is an offer I've not seen in the whole time I've been doing this with Stampin' Up. So this is a great time if you have a big wish list. It's a great time to, and it's not that expensive really. So if just say happy birthday to yourself or Merry Christmas, and wrap it up later after you use it. You can always wrap it up and put it under the tree. So if that's something, if you have a long list or something, now you don't have to hold classes like I do. You can just be what we call a discount shopper. So once you join, then you'll start to earn 20% a discount on your future purchases, and you will have from now through the end of March of 2024 to take advantage of that. Now you can go on further if you meet certain requirements, and I can go over that with you as well. But just let me know. It has to be done tonight, and the deadline is 11 o'clock Mountain Time, and they're 2 hours, well, depending on where you're from. I'll just leave it at that. Do 11 o'clock Mountain Time. You have really until 11:45, but I would say 11. One thing I would stress is that make a list of the products that you want with your item numbers, and make sure you don't exceed the $168.75 or the $125. You got to keep it at that amount or slightly less, okay? If you have any issues or anything, let me know, but you can go to bit.ly/join my community team, and that will take you right to the page to join. And you can always message me if you have any questions. I'm usually up till about, 11 o'clock. All right, and then the other thing is today is the last day to register for my very cute card class that I will be doing via Zoom. There's 3 purchase options for that class, and so I'm going to flip the camera down and show you the link, so that if you are interested, you need to sign up by this evening to take care of that. Let me go ahead and flip the camera down. Let me flip it down. All right, so you need to sign up this evening, and there's 3 purchase options. You can get whatever. So this will take you to my page that gives you all of the information with the pricing, and a link that you can go ahead and register, and it will notify me once that's been done. That has to be done today as well. And then we're also doing a a cute extra thing that's not in the pictures is I'm making this cute little box. It's like a little gift box. So you will get all the materials if you go that route, or you'll get the tutorials. So either way. All right. Since we are now almost in November, I have my November tutorial. So if you do make a purchase tonight, hi Anne, from Australia, welcome. If you do make a purchase tonight, then I'll give you the option if you want the October bundle or the November, but the November bundle, which starts tomorrow, and this is a collaboration by myself and other demonstrators that are across the United States and in the other countries that we do business. This particular one, there's 52 projects, so you spend $50 in my online store, and you will get this emailed to you directly. Once I get notification, it takes about a day or two, and then I'll email you the link to a Dropbox where you can, or to the, Dropbox, whatever it's called, and then you can save it to your computer. This is great for inspiration. There's a lot of holiday information and some other outside of holidays. So they're really good tutorials that you'll have here. And so the next thing I have to show you, and most of you all know because you know me talking about my dog all the time. My dog is a therapy dog, and we visit what I call the old people. It's the seniors, and I live in a life care community, so I guess I'm considered one. I'm 65. But they did an article on myself and my dog because we visit assisted living and memory care here in Fort Myers. Look at that gorgeous picture. Look at that puppy. She's not a puppy. She's 14 years old. But this is me and my dog, Riley. And this is empathy. Here is this other dog. Now, this dog is a not a comfort. He is a dog, a facility dog. The trainer who he lives with, his name is Clutch, who he lives with. If she is not working in a place that he can do his work, he's the one that actually works for Shell Point. And he is not her dog. So if she was to ever get out of the industry, then he would go back to the organization and they would find him another home. But this is my dog, Riley. Now, she's a therapy dog, and we have gone through training. I know, isn't that just gorgeous? But you look at these other pictures, and I'm going to leave this because y'all can always zoom in and read the article. But here she is with one of the residents. This gentleman and his wife right here are the cutest. She first came out, she didn't have her hair done, and she didn't have her lips done. And so Riley was giving her kisses and all that. And then she asked one of the aides to help her. And so the lady did her hair and put her lipstick on. And then we went into the room where they had like a little side room with their couches and TV. I mean, their chairs and TV. And so Riley's sitting on her lap. My husband goes, she doesn't look very happy, the dog. But that's just my dog. And then this is her husband. Nicest people, nice as could be. They're just lovely, lovely people. So this is the article that we have been waiting for my dog. So you can always zoom in if you want to read the article, but it just talks about how I got involved with this once I rescued Riley, and she wrote a really nice article. So I was very pleased with this. So that's me and my doggie. And if you look closely, I have my dog glasses on. So anyways, that's my dog. So for those of you that don't know me, I am a dog person. I've always loved dogs. I've never had children, and that was by choice. But my dog, and this one dog, I've loved all my dogs, but this one has really become a little bit more special because she's a therapy dog. And to see what dogs do, and if you're a cat or a dog lover, you will know that the animals can do so much for people. It's just unbelievable. People just come to life when she comes, when we go to visit. So anyways, all right, it is 7:10, so let's get started. Enough of that. We're going to make 3 cards this evening. And the first one we're going to start out with is a very easy card. And we're going to use the Joy to You stamp set. And all this is 4 large sayings. And it's cling, so it's the red rubber cling. So that's all it is, no pictures. But what we're doing, and this is to show you that even if you're just starting out stamping and you don't know how to stamp really, then this is an easy card. And if you're going to be making a lot of holiday cards, this might be a way that you can knock them out in no time. Now, I am using the Winter Meadow Designer Series paper. I'm not sure if this is one of the exclusives. I think it may be, but don't hold me to that. And this is one of the papers right here that we're going to use. Okay, so this is what you can do. So if you're going to be making holiday cards and you want to make some fast ones, then this is the ticket to do it. So all we're going to do is do paper, stamps, ink, and paper. See, we are sipping along at the moment. All right, so we are using Blueberry Bushel, and it's 8.5 by 5.5 inches. I don't have the centimeters for those that are watching that might use that. So it's 5.5 by 8.5. We score at 4 1/4, so which I've already done. So we'll go ahead and fold our card. And now, to let you know, on the class, my berry class, if you do live out of the country, it's going to be held on Zoom, and you can purchase the Zoom session with the tutorials. So that's something you all to keep in mind as well. And that will be held, I think it's November 18th. All right, so we're taking our cardstock. Let me flip it over and burnish this side too, because it wants to pop up. Now, all I did was took a piece of the designer paper. And this has got snowy hills, and this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and you're going to see how easy this is, right? So we're just going to attach this to our card, and we're going to use your adhesive, whatever your favorite adhesive is. And I just stuck my fingers in the glue. Hang on. This one's kind of full, and it's been oozing out. And I'll show you another card that I did using another sheet of paper from this set. Once we get done, I'll show you that one too, because that's an easy one as well. It's kind of similar to this one. All right, so we're going to lay this down. Now, I lied. This is not 4 by, I cut this one a little bit shorter because we wanted to have this, I wanted the sides to show through to kind of look like you had the paper. So this is 3 7/8 by 5.5, okay? All right, so there's that. Again, very easy card. And then we're going to take, I did the third smallest decal rectangle, and we're going to use the Wishing You a Very Merry Christmas stamp and our Blueberry Bushel ink. So we're going to ink this up, and you can tell that's really juicy. And I'm going to stamp this right on here, and then lift it. Didn't push down very hard on that one, but I'm not going to go back over it because I'll screw it up. So we're going to leave it just like that, but it will be fine. I could actually take my marker, which I'll probably do off camera. I'll take my marker and try to make the S and the A look a little bit better. And then we're going to add some dimensionals to this. So, you know, you got to let it go. If you make mistakes, that's okay. It's just opportunities, and it's a handmade card. So whoever gets it, they're not going to know what it's supposed to look like, right? Okay, so we're putting dimensionals on here. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our silver. It's the metallic edged ribbon, and we're going to add this to our card. And I'm going to show you on the other card once I get done what we did on the other card and change the color. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut a little bit of this. Now, this one, I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to have it come out of I'm just going to make a ribbon. I don't want the top part to show. I just want the tails to show. So I am going to come in and just put a little bit of seal right there. Whoops, as I'm knocking everything over. I'm just going to put a little bit of seal to hold this down. All right. And then I think my tails are okay. I don't think I need to cut those. Again, you'll see this is so easy, right? So here we go, with the exception of my sentiment. So you just don't pay attention to that too much. All right, and we're going to put that right there. And then we're going to take the inside. Now, when you trim off your paper, you're going to have this piece of paper left, right? So we're going to take that, and we're going to add it to the bottom of our 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white. And then that just dresses up the inside of your card. And then, of course, since we have so much designer paper, then we will take and cut about, I usually cut about 2 3/8 to 2.5 inches. And then it will, I would decorate the flap of my envelope. We're not going to do that tonight, but that's what we'll do, or that's what I would do. Okay. And then we're just going to add this to the inside of the card. Now see how simple this is? This is an easy way that you could do, you know, mass production of making your greeting cards and getting them out pretty quickly. All right, so we're going to push this down on the inside. And again, if we decorate the front flap of our envelope, or you can stamp it, then that would be decorated as well. So look at that. How quick was that? Isn't that cute? All right, now look at this one. This is another piece of that same paper. So there's the way I did this one. This one is, it's a piece of paper that has the deers, if you can see that, like a shadow of a deer. And this is like a watercolor look. And this is basic gray that I used. Same thing, this is a larger decal because I used a different one. But I took that ribbon, so you can take your ribbon and use your Stampin' Blends. And I did Night of Navy and just did 3 swipes across with my Stampin' Blend in Night of Navy. And then I kind of crisscrossed these a little bit. I don't particularly like the way I did that one, but it's okay. And then the same thing, I did not put the thing down there. But isn't that nice? I mean, that's how you can quickly and easily make greeting cards for the holidays. And, you know, if you've got a lot of cards to do, you want to make some quick and easy ones that are going to look nice. And out of a sheet of paper, you should be able to get at least, I think we could get 6 or 7 out of a 12, no, we'll get more than that, out of a 12 by 12. When you start cutting them, I think you're going to get about 8. All right, so that's the first card that we did. All right, now we're going to move on to a fun fold. And I've done this one before, but I always thought it's nice to come back with, I'll put that over here because we'll have to look at that later. Let's see, let me move this one over here. All right, got to get my directions out for this one because I haven't made this one in a while. All right, hang on a minute. It's coming over. All right, so here's, whoopsie, here, and I've lost, nope, I've lost my snowflake. Hang on a minute. Hold on. My snowflake decided to jump off. Not sure why. Okay, so here's the card, and the papers, we're all using the Horse and Sleigh designer paper. So this one we're going to use, and you've probably seen this one before, but I have a lot of this paper, and I thought, well, we might as well start using it because I've got cards to make too. And then I'll give you the dimensions in just a minute. So here it is, like that, and this is an 8.5 by 5.5 as well. And then you open it up, and then you've got the entire scene. So you've used almost the entire piece of this paper. So and this, again, this is a really easy one, right? Very easy. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And then we open it up, and there you go. All right, so we're going to set this one off to the side. Now I am going to bring in, I'm going to use Mossy Meadow. I was going to use, because you can do Lost Lagoon, but I think this looks much better with this. I don't know, Lost Lagoon looks fine, but I like the Mossy Meadow, so that's what we're going to go with. All right, so let's get, let me move this out of the way first. I'm going to give you the cutting and scoring. Okay, 5.5 by 8.5, right? So the first thing we want to do is score at 1.5. So I can do 1.5 over here. I'm just going to do it right here, and then we'll flip this around. All right, so there's 1 inch. I need to clean that. All right, so we're going to score at 1.5 inches. Let me get it lined up. All right, so we're going to get my card down. Score 1.5. All right, and now I'm going to move this. I'm going to flip it around this way. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it like that. Never mind. And we're going to move this up to, yes, I am. Now I'm confused. We want to do 4. We're going to score this at 4.25. So here's my 1.5, and now we want our 4.25. So just slide it down. Sometimes I confuse myself, and we're just going to score right there. This is the easy one. The next one will have a little bit more cutting, more scoring, I should say. All right, so we're going to fold in like we normally would do with our card, right? And we've got it even, so let's burnish it. And then this 1.5, we're just going to pull it back, right? Okay, I got to bring my thing back in because we got to cut our paper. All right, so there's the base of our card. Okay, so we're going to put that aside for just a minute. Let me bring this back in. I forgot. Okay, now we're going to cut our paper. So this is the scene. So what we want to do is we want to cut our paper at 5.25, right? Because we want to have a little bit of space between the top and the bottom. So we're going to cut at 5.25. So I want to leave the top up here because I've got more grass room down here, if that makes sense. So I am going to turn this because my card is going up horizontal. So I'm going to cut off. I need this at 5 1/4. Now I could cut off a little bit up here. So actually, I mean, I could come and cut. I could take, because this is 6 inches, right? So I could come down to 5 3/4. Let's do that. Let's do 5 3/4, and we'll cut off. Let's cut off a 1/4 inch from the top. So let's do that, and then I'm going to turn it, and then I'll bring this down to 5 1/4. So we got 5 1/4 right there, and we'll just trim this off right there as well. Now you want to keep this piece of paper because we're going to use that, okay? This little strip we don't really need, but you can keep it if you want it. All right, so now we have our paper. We've trimmed it down. So now the first cut we're going to do is going to be 2 3/4 of an inch, and that's going to be this piece right here on the front, okay? Excuse me. When you now these should be pretty easy to know how they go together, but you may want to stack them so that you'll know what order they go in, okay? So we want to do 2 3/4. So we're going to cut this. Let me get my blade up there. All right, so we're at 2 3/4. All right, and then we're going to come and do another 1 1/4. So we're going to cut 1 1/4 here. Get that lined up. I think I need to wash my thing. I got glue up here. I didn't realize it. All right, this is 1 1/4. All right, and then the next one we need 2 1/8, which is what this should be. And this is right at 2 1/8. All right, so there we go. So those are our 3 pieces that we need. See, again, this is a very easy card, and you can knock these out in no time as well. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add this to here, right? Because this is the first one that we cut. So when we lay this down, see how it's going to give us a border? Just like that, right? So you just want to eyeball. If you want to measure it, you know, you can, but I'm just going to leave a small border right here. So I'm going to add, and I think this way I'm going to do, normally I put it on my paper, my designer paper, but I think I'm going to live on the edge, and I'm going to do it here and just leave enough of a space that I don't get my glue all over, okay? So I'm going to lay this on top because that's the start of my little barn. So I'm going to lay that down, and I'm just going to leave maybe not quite a 1/4 inch, probably somewhere, just whatever you think looks good. And that's exactly what I did. Okay, so this way you know you've got it on there and it's not going to be holding it shut. Okay, so see how that works? All right, so we're going to do that, and then we're just going to follow the line. So the next one is the house, right? So this one's going to go here. So what I would recommend is just lay it right next to the score line, and again, just leave a little bit of a gap, because you'll get it, and make sure you're lined up, and then that way it's not going to be in the next to the fold, but just enough that it blends with the house. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add some adhesive to this one. Let me bring in my silicone sheet here. All right, so we're going to put some adhesive on this. All right, and then we're going to line this up to the left of the score line, and you're only going to leave, like, you know, if you got an 1/8 of an inch, might not even be an 1/8 of an inch. It's like a hair or 2 hairs. Okay, so we're going to put that right there, so it's all lined up, looking pretty, right? All right, and then this is our 2 1/8. So this one's going to go right here. Now see how it's lining up? We're going to do the same thing here. And then you're going to have a basic white piece that's 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and that's going to be our place where we can put our sentiment. So what I'm going to do is I have a little bit of room where I can move this guy over just a tad. So there's my score line. So I'm going to lay that down. So let's go ahead and do that. Oops, got to get my right glue here. I got too many glue bottles around me. Half the time they've been sitting because I don't do much over here. I cut and do all my making on the other table. This is where I do most of the videos. All right, so this one we're going to line up right and try to get them even at the top and bottom. Isn't this easy? And this just gorgeous? People are going to think, you guys, they're going to think we know what we're doing, right? All right, and then that's going to go there. And I'm going to stamp this with Merry Christmas. Now let me show you what I'm going to do, because I'm not going to put it down yet. So I am using from the Horse and Sleigh, let me find the stamp set right here. The, no, this one I'm going to do Season, is this the one I'm doing? What am I doing here? Oh yeah, I'm doing Season of Cheer. And this one's going to be on the front of the card. I don't know what I was thinking. I cut the wrong piece for this one. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, Season of Cheer is going to go on the front. The inside, we're doing Merry Christmas. So let me grab that one real quick. And the Merry Christmas I'm taking from the Very Cute. And I'll show you what I'm going to do because our paper is not big enough, right? So we are going to take that stamp and you can either, now this is photopolymer. So I am going to add I always put mine at an angle. Gosh, this block is dirty. I put mine at an angle, okay? Now, if you gently, we can line up our stamp. Let me get this out of the way. And I'm using real red to put my Merry Christmas on here. So all I'm gonna do is take, because you can see through, right? So I'm putting my Y right on the edge of my ink and just tapping it so I get enough ink that's going to cover it without my C getting any ink. And this allows you to take your stamp, and I'm going to put Merry right about there. I guess I should have cleaned it, make sure that red. Okay, so there we go, right? So let me clean it, and you want to clean it really good because we don't want that red to get on our card when we get ready to do our Christmas, okay? So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my C, and there's enough of a space that y'all can see. See how you can see it getting red, and you're not getting anything on the Merry? Can you see that? Let me turn it this way. Maybe you can see it. See? All right. So then all I'm going to do is take this one and hope that, I think what I'll do is just put a little right here just to be on the safe side. So in case it does decide I didn't get it clean enough. I'm just going to come over and stamp my Christmas. I'm going to get my Christmas lined up. I'm going to put it like centered underneath. So I'm going to lay this piece right there just to be on the safe side, that's all. But I'm going to bring it back a little bit so I don't, I want to get my Christmas. I'm probably going to mess this up. So I'm just going to get that close. I think that looks good. So I'm just going to push that down. And there you go. So we've split the thing in half. Now, you could always cut your stamps, but I don't like to do that. Why would I don't want to stamp. Oh, I got to use this. I don't want to stamp my stuff, cut them in half. Some people do. I don't. Okay, so there's that one. And now, we're going to go ahead and adhere. Let me adhere that to this. And we're going to add our adhesive. See, again, another easy card. And it looks beautiful, right? Now, of course, if you need more room to write your love letter, and a lot of times when you're sending Christmas cards, unless you do like a newsletter, I think everybody just pretty much makes them short and sweet. But there's room on the back. So you can always add a piece of basic white right back here if you want to write a nice long letter. Okay, so there you go. There's that, right? Now we've got to add our sentiment. So I have this little tiny white piece here. And, oh, it is the same. Huh, okay. So now we're going to do the same thing with the season of wishing you a season of cheer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to ink everything up on the left of the word cheer, okay? Whoopsie, hang on. My stamp just came off my ink, off my thing. I just want to clean it really good. All right, so bear with me just a second. And my little cheer here looks like he's got ink. I think it's not clean very well. There it is. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do the same thing. And this is supposed to be, it's supposed to be a square. I just cut. It's like 2 inches by 1 5/8. It doesn't look very square, does it? But maybe it's just me. Okay, so we're going to do wishing you a season of, and I'm going to lay this down and hope that I don't get anything on my C. And if I do, I'll just try to wipe it off with my finger. And I think I'm pretty good. My A is not quite. You could try your markers, your Stamp and Write markers, but I have found using photopolymer, they're a little bit. I'm turning it to the corner, if y'all can see, because I can get to that A in the corner of my ink pad without a lot of work, and I don't have to put it mess with my cheers. Okay. So again, if you don't want to have a large sentiment going across, then we're just going to do it like this. We're going to stamp that. And then we're going to clean it, because we've got to clean it real good. And then we're going to come back, and we're going to do cheers, and we're going to place the cheers right below it. So again, I'm putting my ink in there, my stamp, and my C. But I see I didn't get C. I didn't get enough right there, so I want to do that, and I think that's good. And then I'm just going to come down here and place cheers, season of cheer, kind of right here. Oops, it's going to be crooked because I just set it down, not paying attention. That's not too bad. All right, so that's what you can do on trying to change up if you're questioning how you want to put your sentiments. That's a way. All right, now we're going to add I know these are retired, I think, so, but I have these little red, the old red rhinestones. So I'm going to add those to this, and we're going to put some dimensionals on the back. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's see, we'll just go ahead and put 4 on here. Why not? All right, I'm going to add a couple of, where are my scissors? Oh, there's Bear right here. They're hiding. I'm going to add a couple of these little red guys just to dress it up and make it look pretty. I think we need something up here because it looks kind of naked. So let's put a couple up here. Let's put one. Whoopsie. We'll put one right there. Probably should put one there, but that's all right. And we'll put one right here. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to set this on here, and you can put it however you want. And then if you want to put some ribbon behind it, you know, you can do that as well. You put a little piece of ribbon. You don't want to take away from your designs. I'm going to place it down here because I don't want it to take away from my house scene, right? And I got a little red right there, but that's okay. No biggie. All right, so there's that. Now, we have one last thing we got to do because this is naked, right? Well, remember that piece we just cut off? This little strip. Now we can use, actually, this one's a little short. I'm going to use this one. This one's a little bit thicker. So I probably should have cut a little bit more off the side, but I'm going to use this one. This is the piece that I cut off. And we could do a small one, but I think we want to do an inch. So take an inch of your paper and add that to here. So I'm going to put this, let me cut this to 5 1/4. So give me just a second. So this is an inch by 5 1/4. So that will tell you when you cut, you want to at least get an inch off whatever end you're going to cut, okay? And I want to get this up here a little bit, 5 1/4. So we'll just trim that real quick. All right, and then we're going to add this because we want that side of our card to be decorated. And then we're going to add the snowflakes to that as well, and then that will dress up that side. So let's put this over here and get our adhesive. So again, I know that you all have seen this, and when this paper came out, we were all doing crazy stuff and loving this paper, and I thought, let's go back to the basics, right? So I'm going to leave this closed so that I know where to lay this. So I'm just going to lay it right on here and just kind of center it. Make sure it's straight, hopefully. All right, and then I'm going to take the snowflakes that are part of that suite of the horse and sleigh. And we've got white, and we have gold, and we have the copper. I'm going to, if I can get them out of here, I am going to use the gold and white. And there's a little white one, so we'll take this little guy. Since he's decided to fall off, let's take him. All right, should have some adhesive on the back, and if it doesn't, we'll just add a little glue dot to him because I'm sure he came off somewhere. And then I'm going to just put three of these little snowflakes. I'm just going to put a glue dot on this one. All right, and I think what I'll do is put a little one, probably just put one like down here, kind of maybe off center them a little bit. So I'll put that one there, and then let's do a gold. Make it look pretty. All right, let's do a large gold one, and we'll kind of offset him a little bit over here, and then we'll do another white one, and we'll do a. Do we want another little one, or do we want, no, let's do a medium size. Oh, they're probably the same. And we'll put that one right here. Let's go over there. All right, so there's that. All right, so let me move this out of the way. So there is our second card. Now, isn't that cute? Let me move this out of the way. All right, so there's that. And then we open it up. Good morning from Australia. Isn't this, don't you just love these? You need to frame that double spread. Which double spread? This one? You need to frame that, I'm not sure. If you're trying, this one here, you could. All right, so isn't that cute though? So there you go, very quick and easy, right? So you score it at 1.5 and then 4.5, I'm sorry, 4.25. And those are your 2 folds, and then you cut your paper. I just thought they're easy, so that helps you with your holiday cards. All right, so there's that one. So we'll put that one off to the side. Okay, now we're getting going, we're on a roll now. Let's see, now we're gonna do a window card, a bay card. Have y'all seen the bay window? I think we've done one of these a long time ago, but I can't remember when. So we're gonna do another one. Let me show you the card. Let me get my stuff out here, and then we're gonna we'll do some cutting. Hang on a minute. Gotta get my notes because there's a lot. Okay, so here's the card, the bay window, and hold it like that. So there's your bay window. It tucks under the frame, that to give it a little lock in place. And then you open up, and then we have our little piece right there. Okay? All right, so let's go, let's make this card, and I'll give you the instructions on this one. Again, we're gonna use a piece of paper. I'm gonna use this paper, and I'm gonna use early espresso, and your base needs to be cut at 4.25 by 11. Let me just confirm that. I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, 4.25 by 11. I don't know why I questioned myself. Okay, so let's put this over here. Let me get my stamp sets out of the way. Hang on, because we have to do some, we got to do some scoring here. And if you have paper, you can write it down, and you can come back and watch it. Watch the replay. So we're going to do 4.25. Make sure both sides are lined up, top and bottom, I mean, on your mark. If you don't have this paper trimmer, I highly encourage you to get one, because it does have centimeters and our US inches. All right, so 4.25 by 11 inches is what we're going to do for our card base. Now we're going to turn this. Okay, so here we go with the scoring. We're going to start at 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to do on this side, because I can hold it. So this is a this one right here is a 1/4. This is a 1/2 and 3/4. So we want a 1/4 and go over 2. So we want 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to mark this as 3/8. Okay, and now I'm going to flip it, and then we'll move forward. So the next one is 1 7/8. So you're going to have 1 3/4, and you'll just move over 2 lines. Well, this is in US. 2 lines for 1 7/8. Okay, and we're scoring that. Then we're going to move down to 3 5/8. So that's 3.5 and go over to 3 5/8. And then we're going to move over to 5 1/8, which is going to be right there. 5 1/8. And then we're going to move it down to 5 1/2. We'll get that there. Okay. All right. So that's all we need to do for our scoring and cutting. Oh, no, I lied again. We got to cut our paper. Hang on. All right, so we're going to go ahead and fold. I'm going to fold on the 5 1/2 score line. We're going to get this lined up. And then this guy is going to, we're going to fold him. He's not going to go anywhere. He's going to be our thing. All right, and then we're going to score here. I'm just going to fold along the edges. And then we have this one right here. So we're going to fold this little tiny piece right here. This is a 3/8 of an inch. So we're going to make sure it's lined up. And we'll fold that and then give that a burnish. So we have that fold. And then, whoops, we're going to go this way. So we've got that fold, we have this fold, and then we have one more right here. I know this is dark paper. I apologize for that. And we're going to make sure that this guy is going to be done correctly. Okay, so now we've got this piece here. We're going to push him down and fold this over. And this is just kind of like giving it a little bit of edge to help it stand up. All right, and then that's how this one's going to be a little bit. I'm going to fold it back, but it really doesn't need to go back because that's going to be kind of our closing mechanism, if you will. I'm going to fold it in just so that we can get it to move a little bit. But he's really going to be laying flat. All right, so that's how the card is going to look. All right, now, so the next thing we have to do is pull our paper trimmer back in, push those out of the way, and we're going to take our 6x6, and I chose the deer because I thought he'd be cute. So we're going to cut this at 4 1/8 by 6 inches. So we've got to get the 6 inches is going to go this way, so we need 4 1/8, right? All right, so yeah, we need to have this needs to start out at, instead of 6 inches by 6, we want to start this out at 4 1/8. So let me think about this. So we got to have 4 1/8, and let me just, before I confuse myself. Yeah, 4 1/8 is going to be this way. So we are going to take off the bottom. Let's do the top, because this is 6 inches, right? So we're going to do, we want 4. So let's take an inch, let's see, 4 1/8. So let me do an inch off the top, because I don't think that'll be too noticeable. All right, so we want, yeah, let's do, okay, let's take an inch. So that's 6, and this is at 5. All right, so let's cut that off the top. I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna turn this around, and then I'm gonna make this at 4 1/8. So we're gonna bring that over to right about there. Oh, he's gonna cut off. Let me cut a little bit more off the trees. I'm trying to decide how much more I want to take off. We want 4. Okay, let's make this. I'm gonna take another 1/4 inch off the top, because I hate cutting all my trees off, right? But that's what we'll have to do. Okay, now we're going to turn this to 4 1/8, right? And that's going to cut off a little bit of our bottom, but that's okay. It'll work. All right, so we're going to cut that off. Now we're going to score. So, sorry, now we're going to cut. So we're going to cut 1 3/8 right here. So we've got 1 1/4, and that's 3/8. So we're going to cut that right there. And should be right. Yeah. All right, so this is where you want to keep these in order. All right, so I'm going to flip this one here. And then the next cut is 1 5/8. So we're going to move this over to 1 1/2, and then 5/8 right there. Oh, don't cut my deer. Oh, I should have measured it. I don't want to cut my deer off. I don't want to cut his head off. Let me see. I need 1 3/8. If I cut that, 1 5/8. So I think I'm going to, well, you know what? It is what it is. What did I say I need? 1 5/8. We're going to go with this. His little head will be on the other side of the paper. 1 1/2, 1 5/8. Poor little critter. Poor little Bambi. He's going to be cut right in half. That was not a good move, but oh well. It is what it is. We'll have a butt on one side and his head on the other. All right, that was 1 5/8. And then you're going to cut another 1 3/8. So we want 1 1/4, 1 3/8. It's all fine. It will look fine. Probably should have rethought this paper when I was thinking I could get him in the center with his body, but that didn't work. And then this one should be 1 5/8, which it is, okay? So these are our pieces that we're going to use. So this one, I probably would say don't use the Bambi, because obviously it's, you're going to have him cut in half, and that doesn't look good. But that's all right. We'll deal with it. And then we've got our scraps, and keep these because we're going to need those for some other pieces too. All right, so we're going to lay this on here. He's going to go here. I'm going to lay it flat so I can see my score lines. So that one's going to go here. And then, of course, we have our butt of the Bambi right there. And then we have this guy right here, right? And then the inside, this piece will go on the inside. And then we're going to cut a little piece to go here and on the other side. And that is going to be, I don't think I have that. Oh, it'll be a 1/4 inch by 4 1/8. So we're going to cut a little piece we're going to do probably in the green, okay? We've got a bigger piece here. But let's go ahead and lay these down. And this is going to be on the inside. So let's go ahead and add, whoopsie. Let's go ahead and add this, and then we'll cut our little pieces for the other, both ends. Well, if I can get, that's not what I want. Let me get this one. Sorry about that. All right, so we'll go ahead and add our adhesive. Whoopsie. My dog is up moving around. She's rubbing her face all over. All right, so this one we're going to put in this panel right here. The second one in because we got that little, like 1/2 inch. So we're going to lay this one right here in between our score lines. And then we're going to do the little deer's little butt. Poor baby. He's trying to stop. Don't want anything happening to him, and then I cut his butt off. But it's okay because it's going to look fine. And that piece will go right here. See, again, it's another easy card. They just got cutting to do, and of course you got to lay it down. And we'll move this one over so it's straight. And then we've got his little head and his body. So we'll put him. I keep pulling the wrong one because I'm using my my glue holder that I keep on this side, but the glue in that one is full. Well, it's kind of full, but it doesn't want to cooperate. All right, so we're gonna make sure we get his body all equal, and that looks fine, doesn't it? That looks good. Can't tell we cut him apart. All right, and then this piece is gonna go right on the inside, right here, because we're gonna put a piece of white, which I have. So I'm gonna lay this right here, right, and we're gonna do a small border. So let's go ahead and glue this one down. And you could put the white piece in first, but it'll be fine. We'll put this one in. All right, so we're gonna lay him right here and just have a small, small border. And that should be good. All right, now we're gonna bring the paper trimmer back in because I need to trim. We need 2 little strips that are gonna be 1/4 inch. Actually, I can probably use this one. They're gonna be 1/4 inch by 4 1/8. So let's cut this down to 4 1/8, which would be right about there. So let's go ahead and cut that. And then we're going to see if we can get this down to 1/4. So I'm going to bring this over on this side. And I'm going to cut this piece right there. And I'm going to hold it and pull. All right, so I've got 1/4 inch there. Actually, this one's almost 1/4 inch too. So let's see. We'll move him right about there. I think we might be able to do this. I'm going to hold it tight and see if it doesn't move. There we go. Look at that. So we got our 2/4 inches. So let's put that off. Let me move that out of the way. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to add these pieces here. I'm going to flip them over and do the green. Since we have the brown, we want to do it something a little bit different color. All right, and you can, again, you can change that up and use what you want, but we want to use, we could do the white, but I think that's going to be too much. So let's do the green, and we'll lay these down, and then we'll do our sentiment. And this is such a cute card too. Whoopsie. And it's just a unique card. It's not one that, we tend to make all the time, but it's definitely a card that somebody will get and go, oh my gosh, So we're going to lay that guy right here. And again, it's on dark paper. We could have done this on basic white. If you want, you could do it that way. Or you could pick, I looked at the crumb cake. That wasn't going to work. Not crumb cake. I looked at pecan pie, and that definitely wasn't going to work. So I thought, well, let me just go with the early espresso, which is fine. All right, so there's that. All right, and now we have our inside piece. And this piece here is 4 1/8 by 3 1/4. So 4 1/8 by 3 1/4. And then that's going to fit right there. And I'm going to come in and stamp. What am I going to do here? Let me see. I had, where did I get the snowflakes from? Where is my horsey? Hang on, it's right here. I think I'll use the snowflake out of the Berry Cute, and I'll stamp a couple of small ones. The big one I think was a little bit too big. So let me grab a block. I'll just use this little Mama Jamma one. This one's too big, but that's all right. And I'm going to grab my, I was going to use my marker for something else. So I'll just grab the, what did I do with my, hang on a minute. I'm trying to find my early espresso ink. It's no. Ah, well, I took it and put it some. Oh, I know what it is. I took it with me because I got a class tomorrow. All right, never mind. We'll color it. I'm not going to hold y'all up. All right, so I'm just going to use my marker. I really don't typically like to, I could do these in blue, but that's all right. We're just going to stamp a couple. Get all the gunk off my thing here. I know it's kind of a strange looking, I don't know if I like that. Let me see, maybe not. I don't like those. I don't like the dark. Let's do a light color. Let's see. What do you all think? Frame Riley's picture. I know. I think I am going to frame the article. I don't know if I need my face in there. Okay. Oh, frame the double spread. What color should we do for our snowflake? Or maybe I just won't put a snowflake. I think I'm not. I think I'll just let it go. I'll just let that go. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm not going to put a sentiment on the inside because there's not enough room to write a message if I do, which I like to write messages. So I'm going to not stamp anything on the inside, but we are going to do an outside sentiment. So let's put this guy right here, and we've got plenty of room. All right, so there's the inside. And then the last thing we're going to do is I use the tailor-made tags, and I use this one here. Now you can use the fancier one, but I just did one with the corner cuts, so I use the smallest of the 4. And this is another thing. I don't know what it is with all 3 of these cards. I'm using sentiments that I'm coloring the words. Now this sentiment is from a retired stamp, and this is from one of the Merry Mice sets. I'm using Wishing You a Festive Season, and the reason I'm doing that is because this is very small, right? So I've got to get these words on here. So that's what I'm going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure this is stuck on there. All right. Because I don't think back in the day, these were not cling. So I put a piece of a little dab of multi-purpose glue and let it dry, and then it acts as an adhesive. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm gonna highlight each word in the early espresso, and I'm gonna do just like I did before. It's much easier when you do this on red rubber because it really goes through. All right, so I'm gonna I'm gonna put the wishing right about there. Okay, so we got wishing, and then I'm going to clean this really good. Whoops, and that takes it off the mount. So give me just a second because I want to make sure we get it all nice and clean. All right, and then we're going to come back and do wishing. I can probably get you. Whoops, let me get both of them on here. All right, so we're going to do UA. I can get those 2 on there as well. So let's color those. So if you've not done this before, this is another way that you can add multiple colors to your words if you want. Okay, so we've got UA, wishing, whoopsie, you, and I gotta stand up so I can kind of hopefully get this somewhat like I know what I'm doing here. Wishing you a, okay, and then we clean again. All right, and all right, we're gonna wishing you a festive. So we're gonna do the word festive. This is what I did when I first started. When I before I became a demonstrator, I went to a club. I used to go to a monthly club, and you had to order. Well, you had to pay $25 a month. And then when you became hostess, you know, we rotated being hostess. I'd save up all my stuff that I wanted to buy, and I ended up buying. Oh, I want festive on here. I wanted. Hang on, I'm trying to gauge this. I bought all of the markers because that was the cheapest way for me to get all the ink colors, and so I used this. That's what I did, and I had all the inks that I needed to color, because back in those days we had I don't even think photopolymer. I think they might have just started coming out with those, but it wasn't as many as what we have now. It was like here and there. So have a festive season, and we're gonna do season here. So I used my all the hostess points and whatever in my order. I saved up my orders. I ordered my stuff every month, but I saved up my main purchases. So when I became hostess, then I got more points, more dollars. So I got the big thing of the stamps and that, I mean the markers, and that's what I used. So let me see. We're gonna put wishing you a festive season. And so that's what I did. So I have all the colors that I could craft with. There we go. So if you do it and you don't have a camera over your head, it's a little bit easier to try to get it so it's not crooked. All right. And then, so I've got that. And then I thought I would do, and I'm debating. I don't know if I was thinking about doing the copper. Excuse me, but then we have this braided calypso coral. Which color? Can y'all leave me a quick, and I'll watch the comments. Pardon me. A coral. Do you think we should do a little coral? I'm just going to do a little loop-de-doopy in the thing. Do we want coral or do we want to do copper? What do y'all think? I don't know. It's hard. Because there's a little bit of like a corally, peachy color up in here. So what do y'all think? Leave me a quick comment and then we'll finish up the card. What do y'all think I should do? The coral or the copper? Coral or copper? What's y'all's call? Let's see. Coral. Who else? It takes a few seconds. I think the coral would probably look nicer. I think the copper is a little too much. So what do y'all think? Leave me a comment or so. I know there's about a 15-second delay. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. I'll take a sip of water and then we'll move on. All right. Well, I am going to go with the coral since nobody else has responded. Excuse me. Pardon me. I don't mean to be clearing my throat with y'all listening to me. All right, so then what I'm going to do is just, I'm just going to snip some here because this is going to be pretty easy. And I'm just going to loop it through. And this is kind of thin, so we could have done it, a little bit, but that's all right. This will be fine. And then what I'll do, I'm going to use, pardon me, I'm going to use a little glue dot to hold him down. Pardon me again. What all of a sudden my throat's going crackly. All right, so let's roll this up in a little bit of a ball. And I'm going to tack him down right there. Pardon me. We'll get those going a little crooked. And then this one, we'll have that down. And then I'll trim this up and just, actually, I'll trim it up right about now. I don't think we want that much. That would be too much. Okay. All right, so we're going to leave it like that. And then this guy should, let me go ahead and put another glue dot on the bottom. And then we will be done for the night. So give me 1 second. Let's glue this guy down. I want to get him, excuse me. All right, there we go. And then we're going to put some dimensionals on this one as well. So we're going to put, I'll put 3 on here. You never have enough dimensionals, right? All right, so let's get our little coral pieces out of the way. Put that back. All right, so here we go. And we're almost done, so don't go anywhere. Oh, my dog's doing something. All right, pardon me. So what I want to do is I want to place this where this is going to hold it up. So this piece here, you want it to bend just a little bit, right? Because we want it to be. So I think I'm going to just kind of center this like that. So that way when they open it, it will go right underneath. Actually, let me move, because I wasn't thinking. Let me move my dimensionals to the right-hand side. Yeah, to the right, so it gives it some room for that little piece to tuck under. And let's see, I think that, let me pull this guy up, move him over. I think I should be able to get this one. Yep, he's lifting too. So I'm going to put him a little bit more to the right. Then that way you'll have room for this guy to tuck under. So I'm going to probably put it right about there. And we'll tuck that down. And then that will go just like that when we close it. And then there is our window. Now you can always fold these up a little bit more if you need more of a window, right? And there's our window. Bay window. And then when you close it, and I need to fix my coral. When you close it, then it's ready to be mailed. It will mail flat. And then they just pop it up, and then they can set it on their desk or TV or whatever. Isn't that cute? And it's really an easy card. This thing, I think I should have looped it. So I'm going to take that off, and I'll just re-loop. I'm going to loop this through because I don't like the way that looks. I think I'm going to do a loop-de-doopy. So give me 1 second, and I'll be done in just a second. Let me peel the glue dot off, and let's just do a loop. We're going to cut it, you know, like you do a suitcase. So let's just do that. Let's pull it through, and then we'll loop it, and that'll probably be a lot easier to get it through. Come on, Bubba. And put that through there. Hang on. I get my fingernails to pull it through. There we go. And then we'll just pull that up, tuck the tails in between. That will probably look a lot nicer. So let me get my tails in there, and we'll tighten that up. There we go. And then I'll trim them. I think that looks a little bit nicer. So let's just go ahead and trim those guys. There we go. All right, so there are our cards. Let me bring them out so that you can see them again. Pardon me. All right, so we have our bay window card, and then we have this card, and then we have our easy peasy, I hate that word, the easy one that's without any, you know, these are all really pretty easy cards. All right, let me get it back in here in the camera. That would probably be helpful, wouldn't it? Put you right there. I gotta get my cameras a little bit low. All right, there are our 3 cards. I hope you all have enjoyed these. Okie doke. Thank you for joining me this evening. I greatly appreciate it. Give some thought if you're not a demonstrator about joining. You can join my Crafty Girls team, my community this evening. Do it before 11 o'clock Mountain Time, or yeah, might as well say 11:30 Mountain Time. You gotta do it before midnight. So, and then don't forget about my cute very cute card class, the registrations for that as well. And I did put a picture in the beginning of the video, which will have the information in the link. So thank you again for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. I will be back on Friday. My Technique Thursdays are now moving to Friday. And if you had seen on our VIP page, my virtual assistant put out a poll to see what we want to name it, and I think she had several different suggestions. So make sure that you tell us what you want to have it called, and then I'm not even sure what I'm going to do yet, so I got to get to work tomorrow on that. So anyways, oh well, I'll do that after I get done with my classes, actually. All right, thank you everyone for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. Have a good week, and hopefully I'll see you on Friday. If not, I'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks again.